Future gods and goddesses, welcome back to the channel. It's Zoom, Uncle Makara, Sumed. Today we're talking all about the Hindu goddesses, okay? I'm going to explain Shakti and the concept of Shakti to you today. So the word Shakti comes from Shak, which means potency, which basically is ultimate creative primordial power, expressing the power of words to convey meaning. Specifically, Shakti means power or force, a fundamental creative instinct lying underneath the cosmos and is the cosmos, the energizing force of each living being in animation. So Shakti is the animator. It's what gives you the life force to move you. If I was like asleep or way too tired to make this video, I didn't have enough Shakti in order to make it happen. Now I have Shakti in order to communicate with you. You guys get that? So devotees of the Shakta tradition glorifies Devi, the world mother, in the form of Durga. She either rides a tiger or lion, and to overcome the ego or the arrogance that man has. Think about this. In her wrathful form, she becomes Kali, the dark feminine. So we have the divine feminine and the dark feminine explained. So it's interesting how Devi comes from Div, which means to shine. And isn't that what the feminine energy is? We are the outer shell as a man, helping the woman to shine and radiate at her highest Shakti, at her highest power. So what is Shiva then? Shiva is time. Shiva is the understanding that energy needs time in order to change. This is going deep because Vishnu is space, Shiva is time. And we're in a space-time continuum. And Brahma is the creator, and we're all constantly creating. And what caused that trinity to happen was a feminine energy, was that primordial mother. And so the Hindus understood that God was beyond all dualities. Okay? It was not masculine or feminine, but it took on many different forms. And maybe the fact that, women bear children. Think about this. They're the child bearers. Okay? So that must mean that they need Shakti in order to keep what? Life moving forward. So what if this was just a symbol of tapping into your unlocked potential, awakening Kundalini, which is awakening Shakti. The Shakti goes down and brings it back up. We have this term in IMC Nation, we say Shakti rising. Oh, we also have a concept in Primal Sutra where we do a Shakti meditation inspired by Rion, called natural grounding. So this is a very powerful practice. We like to use mudras that align with oneself. So if you're watching a movie and you want some spiritual downloads, Gyan mudra or any mudra that aligns with you is a very good idea. Let's say you're either a man or a woman watching. You're watching a music video and you're seeing this woman just flow, right? That radiance, like she's flipping her hair, she's in her feminine essence, she's nurturing. Now notice how you react, your reaction, while she's doing that. What is your reaction as that is taking place? Because that is how you react to Shakti. That life force energy, that vitality that woman is emitting through her radiance. How is it affecting your nervous system, your consciousness, and everything? Is your heart beating faster? You feel a need to look at her body? Do you feel this biological lust or arousal take over within you? Do you feel this primal deja vu? Or perhaps this curiosity about how she's able to move so fluidly? As you're doing this meditation, you're an observer, observing the Shakti. What I do is, I observe the Shakti around me so I can be okay with that nature within me. Ooh, let that click, let that click. That's good. So each Hindu god is an aspect of the Supreme Being, little avatars. And the way that I want you to think about tapping into these different goddess energies is what you resonate with the most during the phase of your life. Maybe when you're younger, you might connect with Durga and her strength to be able to push through in this male-dominated world. Maybe you might find a connection to Lakshmi, who's connected to wealth, her name meaning gold. Maybe you like the Tulsi plant, so you pray to Tulsi. Maybe you say holy cow a lot, so you like Kamadhenu. Connect or pray to Ganga if you are looking for moksha or liberation. Let's say a test or an exam is coming up, and you pray to Saraswati for your wisdom. Okay, for that knowledge to come through, and the arts and creativity to come through. And this thing can get very complicated, okay? I agree with you. There's lots of different types of forms, but I'm just simplifying it for you, this information. There's kakanis, there's, yakshas, there's so many of these different beings, right? But understand that you want to ultimately align with this information. Originally, Sati was the partner of Shiva and decided to marry him. And apparently Sati burned herself in a fire to protect women from invaders. Why did she burn herself? I mean, was it to, just escape from this reality? Her father wasn't allowing her to get married or whatever. And she burned herself because her husband was being mocked. What a strange, enigmatic symbolism, right? Of being burned at the stake or choosing to self-immolate. The form of Parvati then, later on, came to connect with Shiva. So all of these stories that you're learning are very, very interesting aspects. Like if you're looking at, let's say, Krishna Radha, for example, the Radha would be the aspect of the soul, Krishna being God. And the Trimurti can be connected to the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So on this channel here, Primal Sutra, we love to look for the overlaps, and we try to find the most objective ways to perceive and understand this information. Of course, take this information with a grain of salt. Maybe you're watching from some country like Spain or something and you're like, whoa, these are cool, man. I want to learn more about Hinduism, There's some cool stuff in there that it resonates with me. So why not? Explore, do what you want, do what you can. So how would you connect with this being? The way that I would start out is by simply looking up her mantras. Okay, so let's say you're tapping into Durga. Now there's 9 different forms of Durga, okay, according to Navaratri, if you understand, there's 9 nights and so forth. But let's just say you take Durga as an example, okay? You find her mantra, you listen to it, you chant it to the best that you can, okay? You chant it to the best that you can, and you give her a little present, a little tribute. If you can get a hibiscus flower, that's her favorite flower, okay? Some ghee or some clarified butter. I personally think your own creativity matters in this, okay? So if you feel like, hey, I think she might like, pears or apples or something like that, I would actually have you go into that and give that. Yes, there's a lot of scholars writing about this and academic journals on this, but that doesn't make your spirituality personal. You're trying to use logic to create a permission slip for your practice, essentially, okay? You're saying, until then, I can attain moksha or liberation. So basically, Shakti is a potential software that is already within you, within your system, that will simply unlock, okay? If you work with your own Shakti energy, your own divine feminine as a man, you will notice that women are more drawn to you. Why? Because you're being a mirror. Now, what if you're imbalanced in that? What if you don't have any direction or purpose? You see? Then you start to get lopsided, split from the integration of your power. So through your meditation, you're removing the binds of your consciousness. The things that bind to your consciousness. You see what I'm saying? The attachments. The real meaning of Tantra is the understanding that this world is beyond mistaken appearances. You need direction and control. Like, that scene of Kali with her tongue out? The reason why her tongue is out? A lot of people think, she's trying to show that she's fierce or whatever, okay? It's actually from embarrassment. Okay, think about this. Maybe this might change your perspective about this, okay? So, I want you guys to look at this scene right now of Kali getting into that destructive zone and then eventually Shiva calming her down. Kali's up here, slicing demons up and, drinking their blood so they don't keep reproducing themselves, right? That's the reason why she drank the blood. So she's like, I'm going to end this cycle. I'm a generational curse breaker, right? That was her mentality. So from this wrathful, revenge, anger mode of destruction, the goddess of destruction, right, coming in, she accidentally steps on time itself. And so, oopsies. Okay, that's my man. I almost stepped on my home. You get what I mean? My humble abode. The place where I can be held. So, this is such a powerful understanding, guys. And as we're going through the Secrets of Solomon Beast Camp, this stuff has just been raging in my head and spinning in my mind, wanting to express itself through this video. It's understandings of Shiva and Shakti and everybody. I was telling somebody that, Kali is like hellfire and holy water at the same time, depending how others treat her, And I think that's a really powerful understanding of that energy, actually, And yeah, it's such a beautiful understanding, all of this stuff. So Shakti is threefold: will, knowledge, and action. So the action or power is at the base, but all three are differing aspects of one Shakti, if that makes sense. So the way to unlock your divine feminine powers is, first of all, understand that you're getting help from these goddesses, okay? So you just holding their image in your mind throughout the day as you're going around living, they're gonna guide you. It's as simple as that. Now that they're a part of your consciousness, right? You don't have weird attachments to that, but instead you have different forms of gnosis that show up for you. Okay, different forms of satori that show up for you as you're living throughout your days. And if you're a guy watching, you know very well that a feminine energy can replenish you and inspire you. As I've started to do research on these goddesses, and I understand the energy of the mother, like the motherly energy, that we all need, that care, that compassion that we all need, that just to be held, just to be told it's going to be okay, that we're all going to make it. A lot of the times throughout your journey, you've got to allow yourself to have spiritual family, okay? Spiritual parents, guardians of the yin or yang, or both, who come through to remind you that everything will unfold as it should. Trust in your divine timing and power, and may we never be the same again. Have an incredible day. Share this with a Primal Sutra devotee, okay? And let's get it. Upward spiral. Let's go. Boast.